Hi everyone, welcome to your practice today. Welcome to a backbending flow. Backbends are important because they make us feel good. And we spend a lot of our time in a quasi-forward bending position. So obviously backbends are going to strengthen our back and open our front, but they're also going to help us deal with stress, they're going to build our self-confidence, and they're going to help us breathe more, all of which are good things. So for this backbending flow, you'll just need your yoga mat, maybe a block, and a little bit of time and space for yourself. Okay, so let's start in a kneeling position, sitting back on the heels. And if this isn't comfortable, just find another seated position that is comfortable. With the arms in the lap, let's just close the eyes a moment. Settling in to this position, settling into this time and space. And let's begin to breathe, breathing in and out of the nose. Just taking a moment to become aware of where the breath goes. So when you breathe in, is your breath restricted to a part of the lungs? Can you begin to expand the breath into upper and lower reaches of the lungs? Can you expand your breath into front and back? And can you expand your breath evenly left and right? Maybe you begin to add some Ujjayi technique to your breath. And if you recall, Ujjayi breath is done by just narrowing the airway of the throat. And breathing in and out of the nose, you pull the breath against that resistance. It's like you're fogging up a mirror, but you keep your mouth closed. And take one more breath here. And then bringing the hands onto your knees or your thighs, let your next inhale draw the chest forward, arching the spine, pull the elbows back, open the throat. And as you exhale, round the back, tuck your tailbone and tuck your chin. Inhale, do that again, arch the spine. Open up the front body, feel the back body contract. And exhale, rounding the back, tuck the tail and the chin. Do 3 more of these. Inhale, open the front. Exhale, open the back. Inhale, open the front, trying to match the movement and the breath. Exhale, rounding, squeeze the breath out. And 1 more of these. Inhale, open the front. And exhale, open the back. Come back up to a nice straight spine. Take a moment, just observe how you feel. And then as you inhale, take your right arm up and bend the elbow. Let the hand be between the shoulder blades. Left hand can take that right elbow and begin to draw it toward the midline. Now take care that you don't start arching the spine. Try to soften those front ribs in, soften the chest down. Also, take care that you don't start pushing your head forward. Let your head lightly press back into your right arm. Breathing. And release, and we'll switch sides. Inhale, left arm up, bend the elbow, right hand reaches around, taking that elbow, draw the elbow toward the midline. Softening those front ribs in, the chest softens, and the head lightly pushes back. So here I'm opening up my left armpit in front of the chest. Nice deep breath in and out. And release it. And just sit a moment, let all that sink in. And then let's take hands and knees. So coming into a hands and knees position, fingers are spread, your hands are underneath your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your hips. As you inhale, just like before, arch the spine. Lift your tail, lift your chin, and exhale, round the back. Push into the ground. Inhale, arch the spine, pull the heels of the hands toward the knees and vice versa. And exhale, push the hands and knees into the mat and away from each other. 3 more, inhaling, arch. Exhale, round. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. And one more time, breathing in, opening up the front body, and exhale, opening up the back. Come back to your flat spine, turn your toes under, take a breath, your fingers are spread. Elevate the knees, press your belly and your ribs towards your legs. Take another breath in, begin to lift the hips, drop the head. So this is a downward facing dog with fairly strong bend in both knees. From this position, I'll keep my left knee bent, straighten out the right leg. Breathing here, push the ground away. And take a breath. Exhale, switch sides. Bend the right knee, straightening the left leg as much as you comfortably can. Breathing. Bend both knees again. Lift your tailbone, arch the back a little bit, and then press both heels toward the ground and both calves back. Don't feel like you need to get the heels to touch the ground. They're just moving in that direction. Try to keep the back nice and straight. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale it out. Bring your feet closer together. As you inhale, send your right leg all the way up. Take a breath. And as you exhale, look forward. Step that right foot between the hands. And if you have to reach down and grab it to bring it up, you certainly can. Bending that front knee, begin to sink the hips down, keeping that left knee off the floor. And you will certainly begin to feel that in the front of your back leg. Hips are sinking down as the chest lifts up. Keep the back of the neck long. Collarbones are broad. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, begin to straighten out that front leg until you feel a stretch behind that right thigh. Keep the foot where it is and just wag your tail a couple times. Feel that. Breathing in and out. And as you inhale, bend that front knee, press hands into the ground, and step that right leg up and back behind you. Bring that foot behind and to the left of your left leg. Both heels fall over to your left. Push the arms long and straight as though you're doing a down dog as your hips sway to the left. Big stretch in that side body. And then from here, after a breath or two, bending your knees to come out, one-legged downward facing, and now downward facing dog. Take a breath. Left leg reaches up and back. Take a deep breath in here, pushing the ground away. And as you exhale, round the back, step that left foot between the hands. Help it up if you need to. Bend that front knee and sink your hips down. Pull your shoulder blades down away from the ears, the hips descend as that back knee lifts. And of course, you control how much you lift that knee. If it's fairly intense to have the leg completely straight, maybe you soften it. Maybe you bring that knee all the way to the ground. We're focusing on hips forward and down and chest up. Take a nice deep breath here. And as you exhale, begin to stretch that left leg a little straighter, pushing the ground away. And you might wag the tail a couple times here, just opening up all the muscles in the back of the leg, getting a little bit more movement in that hip joint. And then from here, we'll bend the knee, breathe in, and step it back into a downward facing dog. From your down dog, take a breath, look forward, bend your knees, and walk your feet forward between your hands. As you inhale, bend the knees a little, hands to the ankles, lift the chest, look forward, and exhale, fold. Try to bring your face towards your shin. That again. Press the feet down, particularly inner edges. Inhale, arch the back, look forward, lifting your tailbone up. Knees are softly bent here. Exhale, fold, and try to bring your face toward your shoulders. One more. Inhale, look forward. Hands might even slide up the shin bones to flatten the back. And exhale, fold. From here, bend your knees, plant your feet, and inhale, sweep your arms up for your Utkatasana. So you can almost imagine here that you're holding on to a bar and you're sitting the buttocks down and back away from the bar, tractioning the side bodies. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, come all the way up to stand, hands at heart center. Press the palms. Take a nice deep breath in. Head is back, ears on top of shoulders. Breathing in here. And as you exhale, tip your head and heart forward as you press into your right leg and send your left heel up and back. So that's just a real clean pivot on that right hip. The left side of the body is long and straight. Thumbs can press up into the heart. Take a breath here. Now begin to bend that front knee as you drop those back toes to the floor. Bending that back knee towards the ground. Clasp all 10 fingers behind you. Press into the floor and drop your tailbone down a little bit toward the ground. Your hip points, these front points of the pelvis, will lift up a little bit toward the rib cage. Take a breath here. Keep that orientation of the pelvis and begin to straighten that back leg until you feel enough of a stretch. Feel your collarbones broad, feel your tummy pull in, feel your spine long. Inhale, and as you exhale, begin to pull the knuckles maybe down that back leg a little bit. Breathing in, breathing out. If it's too much to have the hands clasped, just bring the hands to the back and draw those elbows closer together. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, release the hands. Take the arms up. Cactus the arms, bend the elbows left and right. Take your fingertips back and your elbow points forward and feel that lift in the chest. Breathing in and out, trying to spread the bend through the whole spine, not just the low back. As you inhale, take the arms up. And exhale, reach forward and then down. Walk that right foot to the right, and we're going to bring that left knee all the way to the floor. Turn the right foot out, and that's going to help angle that right thigh out on an external orientation. Left hand can come out to the left, or maybe that left elbow comes out to the left. Lean into that arm, so we're leaning into the back body. Reach back through that right hand. Breathe in and out. Pelvis continues to sink as the chest lifts. Now, lean into your back body. This might be enough. If you have the space, bend that back knee, point the toes, see if you can grab the foot. You might even loop a strap around the foot. But if it's not easy or not readily available, then just maybe reach for it. Take a breath here, kick the foot into the hand, lean a little bit more into that back body, and as you exhale, release. Bring two hands to the ground. I'm going to lift my back knee, and I'm going to walk my hands to the left. Stay low in the knees, stay low in the legs, and I'm going to turn around and frame that left foot with my hands. Sink the hips down, lift the chest up, take a breath in and out. Pelvis is heavy, your breath is deep, lifting the back knee as much as you're willing. And as you exhale, we'll walk back the way we came. Fingers walk to the right, stay low in the hips, frame that front foot, and step it back into a downward facing dog. Take a breath in your down dog. As you exhale, bend the knees, look forward. Press your armpits towards the ground. And then when you're ready, walk or step your feet forward. Inhale, slide the hands up the shin bones, flat back. Lift your tailbone. Exhale and fold. Tuck the chin towards the chest. As you inhale, bend your knees, sit the bum back. Take the arms up. Again, think about dropping the hips away from your hands. And as you exhale, stand, hands together at heart center. Take a breath here. Press into your left foot. The head and heart are going to hinge forward as that right heel lifts. Let those actions be one and the same as opposed to being separate. Head and heart down, right heel up. Keep the belly drawn in. Keep your thumbs up at heart center so you're not doing a big arch here. That lifted knee points straight down to the ground. Take a breath, and now bending that front leg, drop that right foot to the floor and bend that back knee. Clasp all 10 fingers behind you. Pull the knuckles long and straight down that back leg. Your tailbone drops, and again, those hip points move up towards the ribs. Take a breath here and begin to straighten that back leg. Try to feed energy into that back heel as you energize and activate that back leg. Take a breath here in and out, feeling that bend spread through the whole spine. From here, inhale, take the arms up, and then cactus the arms. Elbows are out, shoulder level, 90-degree bend, and let the fingernails tip back as the elbow points tip forward. This is allowing the shoulder blades to tip back and that bottom edge of the shoulder blades to lift more of the chest, bringing the bend into the upper spine. From here, try to keep the belly in, take the arms up, look up, and exhale. Reach forward, hands down, walk that left foot to the left. Bring the back knee to the floor. And again, on this side, I'll turn that left leg, that left foot out to the left. Right hand or right elbow or forearm comes down to the ground. Look to your left and reach back with your left arm. So this might be plenty. This might be just a lovely place to be and breathe. If you're able to bend the back knee and point the toes, grab the foot, take a breath, and now kick the foot into the hand, leaning into your back body a little bit more. One more Ujjayi breath, nice and steady. And exhale, release. Bring two hands down. Take a breath here. Lift that back knee. Remember, we're going to stay low. Walk the hands to the right, bending the knees like you're in a very low-ceilinged room here. Frame that back foot into your lunge. Drop the pelvis. Lift the chest. You can lift that back knee as much as you like or not at all. Take another breath in. Lean back a little. Exhale, hands walk to your left, stay low. Hands frame that front foot, inhale. Exhale, step it back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, breathe in. As you exhale, bring your knees to the ground. Come up to stand on your knees for Ustrasana. Turn those toes under. That will lift your hips a little bit higher, or your heels rather, a little bit higher. Hands to the waist, draw the elbows behind you. I'd like you to think about an internal rotation of your thighs here. Your tailbone drops down just a little bit. Try not to squeeze the butt and press the pelvis too far forward. We're internally rotating the thighs and just a slight drop of the tail. Inhale, hips above the knees. And as you exhale, begin to lean the back of the head back, elbows squeeze together. And your heart continues to lift as though it was connected to a string being lifted towards the ceiling. One more breath here, in and out. And then as you inhale, stand back up on the knees. Keep the toes turned under and just sit back on the heels a moment. Breathing in and out. And then as you inhale, come back up to stand in Ustrasana. Second time around, maybe you point the toes or maybe you leave them turned under. It's up to you. Hands to the waist, elbows squeezed together. press into the legs, a little internal rotation of the thighs. In other words, you don't want your thighs going out this way. You want your knees underneath your pelvis and the thought or intention of a slight internal rotation. Draw the tail just a little bit down. Don't worry about pressing it forward and squeezing the bum. Just let it be soft. Inhale, lift your heart, elbows back, and now begin to lean into your back body a little bit. And so you might stay here with your hands on your low back, encouraging the flesh down toward the back of the knees. Or if you're feeling comfortable, maybe one at a time, you reach back with your hands, taking the heels with your hand. Now, what do you do with your head in Ustrasana? If you have some neck sensitivity, you might choose to keep the chin to the chest or hold an imaginary orange under the chin. If you're feeling comfortable, lengthen the front of the neck, lengthen the back of the neck, drag your eyes up along the ceiling, and maybe you stay right there. If you feel real comfortable, let the head fall back and rest on the shoulder blades. Take 2 more breaths here, wherever you may be. Pressing your legs into the ground, inhale, coming up. And exhale, sit the buttocks back on your heels, hands in your lap. You might tuck your tailbone a bit so your low back can get a little fuller here. And then from here, sliding your hands forward, turn your toes under, take a downward facing dog, but we're gonna take a bent knee, downward facing dog. So bend those knees, bring the belly and chest toward your legs, push the ground away. Take a deep breath here, in and out. And as you inhale, zoom forward into your plank pose. And as you exhale, knees down if you like, come all the way down to the ground. Point your toes, reach your legs back behind you. Press your toenails into the ground. Hands are right by the side ribs, elbows are in, and take care that your shoulders aren't down. Roll the heads of the shoulders up. Imagine that your collarbones are smiling. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, begin to lift your legs. I'd like you to lift from the inner thighs, not the outer thighs, the inner thighs. So again, that's encouraging an internal rotation of your legs. Make sure that your chin is not leading the way here. You can maybe see how the back of my neck is crunched and the front of my neck is kind of overblown here. I'm going to roll the back of my head forward, chin down, lengthening the back of the neck and taking the center of my throat back and up toward the back of my skull. And I feel, when I do that action, I feel a whole bunch of support from my front body. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, flex the feet, bring the toe pads to the floor. Try to hollow the belly. Can you lift the belly away from the ground, just the navel itself? And then on your next exhale, press the ground away into your plank and into your downward facing dog. From your down dog, take a breath. Bend the knees, look forward, either walk or hop your feet. Inhale, look forward. You might slide the hands up, you might bend the knees. Exhale and fold. Bend your knees, sit the butt back, deepen those hip creases, sweep the arms up, traction the spine, the hands reach forward and up, the hips sink down and back, and then inhale, come to stand. Take a nice deep breath here, in and out. And as you inhale, send the arms up, pull the tummy in, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the gaze, look forward, bend the knees, step back or hop back to your plank position. Bend the elbows, come just halfway down to your Chaturanga Dandasana. As you inhale, take an upward facing. So this is a back bend. Think about internally rotating your thighs, dropping your tailbone a little bit, lifting the heart up toward the ceiling, and keeping not only the front of the neck long, but also the back of the neck long. Lean back into your back body. Lift your knees to complete your Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Inhale here. Exhale, navel pulls you back into downward facing dog. From your downward facing, breathing in, come forward to plank and bring your knees down. Hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Keep the belly and the front ribs pulled in. Left arm, right leg extends. Couple breaths here. So right here, we're not taking a back bend, so firming that front body up toward the spine. From here, I'm going to reach back with my lifted hand, bend my right knee, and maybe I'll capture the foot. Now, my right hand and my left foot continue to press into the ground. Pressing my lifted foot into my lifted hand, take a back bend. So now we begin to soften the front body toward the ground a little bit, feeling the arc of the spine. I'm still pushing the ground away here. Take a breath, and now release those extended limbs. Left hand down, right leg stays lifted, and then bring the toe pads to the floor. Angle that back foot, coming on to left hand, left shin, right foot. Look up to your extended right arm. Now, I'm going to have to move away from the wall a little bit here, so hang on a sec. Here we go. Okay. From this position, I'm going to lift my right leg. I'm going to keep my gaze steady. That gaze might be down. Something to make sure of, your left hand is just slightly forward of the shoulder instead of being right underneath it. So just make sure of that. Left hand is slightly forward of that left shoulder. Pressing into your limbs, take a breath, bend your lifted leg, reach back with your right hand now. Kick the foot into the hand and begin to soften the heart forward as you spread the back bend through the whole spine. Take care that your knee doesn't drop down. We're looking to have the knee and the ankle and the outer right hip at the same level. Take a breath. Look down if you aren't already. Reach out through those limbs. Bring them back down to the ground and take a downward facing dog. Bending the knees. Press the belly and the ribs toward the thighs. Take a deep breath, and we'll do that on the other side. Bring your knees all the way to the ground. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Extend your right arm and left leg. Push against the floor. Keep your breath nice and steady. Take a breath here. Now that right end reaches back, bend the lifted leg. If you cannot grab the foot, you can still do this posture. It's a little bit more of a skydiving position, but it still begins to strengthen the back and open the front, which is what you want. If you're able to grab the foot, do so, and kick the foot into the hand. Really push the hand away with that lifted leg. Begin to now soften the belly and the chest towards the ground as you take that foot higher. Breathing in and out. And then extending your limbs long. Keep your left leg up. Right hand to the floor. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, that left foot comes to the ground. Pivot that heel to the ground. Make sure that your right hand is just slightly forward of your right shoulder. And extend that left arm up. And gaze at your left thumb tip. Take a deep breath here. Now anchoring right hand and right foot into the ground. Shift forward slightly on that right hand and elevate your left leg. That might be enough. If you wish for more, bend your left leg, reach back, and grab the foot. From here, begin to press the foot into the hand, softening your heart and belly forward. You might look up. You might find looking down to the right thumb tip is more steady for your balance. It is for me. And take a breath in and out here, releasing your limbs. Bring them back to the ground. Take a downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, slide forward into your plank pose And as you exhale, you might bring the knees down, come all the way to the ground. Reach back with your feet, toes are pointed, clasp all 10 fingers. Maybe you choose the awkward grip with your other pinky in front. Draw the shoulder blades together behind you. Notice my head and neck. Right now, my chin is leading the way, and you can see how short the back of my neck is. I'm going to roll the ball of my head forward slightly, chin down, to lengthen the back of my neck, and I definitely feel support from all the muscles attaching into that hyoid bone, helping to lift my chest. Take a breath here. Lift your legs. Lifting from the inner thighs will help with that internal rotation of the legs. Feel your pubic bone on the ground. Breathing in and out, maybe the knuckles lift. Keeping your feet high, lifting from the inner thighs. Release the hands, either side of the ribs. Elbows in, shoulders up. Now flex the feet, toes down. Can you lift the navel? As you exhale, push into the ground, plank. Downward facing dog. Breathing here. You might choose that strong knee bend version. One more deep breath. And now bring your knees to the ground, cross the ankles behind you, roll over the legs, and have a seat. Let's take a forward bend to counter the back bends. So Paschimottanasana means stretch of the backside or the west side of the body, the front being the east, the back being the west. So let's take it this way. Bend your knees a little bit, even if you're flexible in the hamstrings. Take the arms up, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, reach forward, grab the outer edges of the feet. So you can see that my belly and my ribs are touching my thighs. Keep that and begin to slide your heels forward a little bit until you feel a stretch in the back. What you don't want is this. You see this big space between my legs and my torso? Right now my back is rounded and my pelvis is tucked in that posterior position. I'm looking to get a little bit of anterior tilt in the pelvis. So bent knees for me is the way to go. If you're really flexible in the hamstrings, you might be able to take the heels all the way forward, maintaining that connection between the torso and the legs, that's fine. Couple here, stretching the back body, breathing into the back body. Port Townsend Ferry. Around. Sit back up, scoot your bum forward, and come lie on your back. Bring your knees into your chest. This is another forward bend, but with the knees bent, you're not asking much of the hamstrings at all. We're just flexing that hip joint, letting the back spread out on the ground. After back bends, forward bends and twisting are good neutralizers for the spine. So let's take a little twist here. Bring both knees together in that bent position, and actually let's hover the knees over the pelvis, and right away I feel like I have to use my abdominals for that, and that's a good thing. Keep your tailbone lightly tucked, keep the belly lightly drawn in. Take a breath here. I'm going to take my arms out shoulder level. And as I exhale, imagining there's a pencil being squeezed between my knees and ankles, I'm going to hover my knees over to the right. Now my arms are strongly pressing and I'm keeping my upper back on the ground. So it's a twist, but it's a weight-bearing twist. So how far you go is up to you. Don't go so far that you have to work really hard here. Feel the length of your spine. Feel your legs squeezing together. As you inhale, come back up to center, pressing the elbows. Take the knees over to the left. And I'm a little close to the wall. I'll scoot over a bit. So squeezing the knees, squeezing the ankles. I'm keeping both sides of my chest and armpits facing up. I'm going to flex my feet. That's going to bring some of my awareness all the way down into my feet as just opposed to them being really relaxed and kind of forgotten. I'm going to flex my feet, open up the soles, spread the toes, squeeze the knees. And as I inhale, I'll bring it back up to center. Bring the feet to the floor one at a time. We'll take 2 more back bends here. We'll start with a bridge pose. Draw the heels in nice and close. You might want to reach down, see how close you can bring your hands to the heels. Press the feet down. Spread your toes. Your feet are about parallel and hip width apart. Take a breath here, and as you exhale, press the feet, lift the tail up, lift the low back, mid back, and upper back. I'm going to crawl onto the tops of my shoulders by tucking them underneath me. Try this. Bring your hands, if you can reach, to the insides of your ankles, so the backs of your hands press into the insides of the ankles. And notice as you reach your hips up for the ceiling, if your belly is straining for the ceiling. Try to soften the belly down. The navel drops down a little bit closer to the spine. Using your legs here to lift. Something else to be aware of, the back of your head should be lightly pressed into the floor. And that's going to keep some space underneath the neck, which means that your cervical curve is curvy and not flat. So try not to slam your chin down into your chest. Keep the back of your head lifted to keep that cervical curve lightly lifted. From here, breathing in, release the shoulders and roll down. Try to come down in a nice undulating action as opposed to coming down like a flat board. Take a breath here. Let the knees tip over to the right. Come back to center, breathing in. Let your knees tip over to the left. And come back to center. Setting up for your bridge again. You have the option of repeating that same posture, or I'm going to give you another variation to try. But we'll start out the same for both options. Pressing the feet parallel and hip width apart. I'm going to tuck your tail just slightly. I'll tuck my tail, you tuck your tail. And then from here, I'm going to press the inner edges of my feet. I'll lift the pelvis, I'll lift the low back and the mid back and the upper back. So like before, I might just roll onto the tops of my shoulders and enjoy my bridge pose, pressing the back of my head lightly and the inner edges of my feet. Tummy is soft. Here's a second option. You might bring the hands next to the face. Your elbows are going to try to wing out, and I'd like you to try to press them in toward the midline. Keep your fingers spread. I'm going to press my hands, lift my head, look behind me, and just come onto the crown. And so my crown is very lightly pressing. I'm not putting a lot of weight on my head. This might be where I stay. Or to go further, I'm going to straighten my elbows and lift up into an Urdhva Dhanurasana. Noticed. Tell me when. From this position, pressing hands. Oh, wait, no, I was already up. Hang on a second. Let me just figure out where I was. Here. Second option here is to take the hands to either side of your head, squeezing your elbows towards one another because they're going to want to wing out. So press those index fingers and thumbs into the floor and squeeze those elbows close together. From here, you might just stay or press the hands, lift the head, look behind you and come onto the crown of your head. So there's very little weight on my head. It's just lightly kissing the floor. I'm really carrying the weight in my arms. Again, make sure that your elbows don't wing out. Stay here or straighten your elbows into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Commonly, the feet are going to want to turn out like a duck. Keep them as parallel as you can. Pressing the inner edges of the feet, and that'll activate that internal rotation of the legs. Take the chest towards your wrists. Take the tailbone towards your knees. Those are opposite actions. Do them both. And then lift straight up. From here, after several breaths, carefully bend the elbows. You might pause on the crown of the head and then tuck the chin, come onto the shoulders, and release down one vertebra at a time. Bring the knees into the chest, squeeze it in. And take some nice deep breaths here. And release the feet to the floor. Let's take the knees over to the right. Again, a little bit of a twist to neutralize the spine. Breathing, breathe into the spine. Inhaling back to center, knees to the left. Breathe into the spine. Relax. And come back up to center. So we'll take one more back bend here. So cross your ankles and let your knees fall open. If you're comfortable in full lotus, you can take that version instead. Or if you'd feel more comfortable here, you can keep your knees bent and your feet on the floor. You're going to grab the spot right where your buttocks and your hamstrings come together. I'm going to cross my ankles. I'm going to press my elbows into the ground and begin to lift up off the ground. I'll look behind me, and again, I'm going to place the crown of my head on the floor. So this is Matsyasana, or fish pose. Notice if your knees are lifting, can you drop them towards the ground? Now, right now, I have quite a lot of weight on my elbows. I'm going to reach my hands towards my thighs, relying solely on the arch of my spine and the crown of the head here. If that doesn't feel good, you can certainly bring your elbows back down for support. Feeling my throat open, I'm feeling my chest open. One more breath here. Elbows return, hands return, pressing elbows. Release the head and slowly come down. And just rest a moment. Let that sink in. Bringing the knees up, knees into the chest, arms wrap around, take a breath. Exhale, lift the head, nose to the knees. Inhale, lower. Exhale, do that again. Nose to knees. One more time. Exhale, nose to knees. Give a squeeze. And release it down. Bring your feet to the floor one at a time. Walk your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Turn your toes in. Let your knees knock together. Take the arms over your head and close your eyes and just relax here. Breathe into your low back. Soften the eyebrows, the jaw, the forehead. And when you're ready, after a breath or two, walk your feet together. Open up the knees. Let the soles of the feet touch. Let your knees be wide. Breathe. Now you are welcome to remain here in Supta Baddha Konasana for your final rest, or if you'd rather, bring your knees together. Take a moment there and then straighten out your legs. Let your arms be comfortable alongside the body. Make yourself as comfortable as you can. If you need to cover up with a blanket, that's fine. If you want to put a pillow under your knees for a very gentle forward bend there in that hip joint, you certainly can.
Most important thing is that you're comfortable. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, open mouth. Let your body rest. Begin to breathe a little more deeply, bringing your attention back. Bring some movement into the hands and the feet. When you're ready, very slowly bend your knees one at a time and roll onto one side. Get comfortable on your side. And now using your hands, press down and slowly come up to sit. Drawing yourself up to your full height, feel that newfound openness in the front body, that strength in the back body. Maybe feeling more confidence, more spring in your step, and more ease. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a wonderful day. Namaste.